We are ready. Hola chicas, ¿cómo están? Les doy la bienvenida a este primer festival en línea que tenemos. Espero que lo disfruten muchísimo. Y una de las sorpresas que no les habíamos anunciado era una pequeña entrevista con la maestra Tatiana. So Tatiana, welcome. And thank you for being here with us. I'm so happy to have you here. Thank you for your time, for your support for our festival. So, welcome to Mexico.
Virtually, yes. Thank you.
Virtually, of course. So, we want to know about your Oriental dance life. How do you start? How everything comes with you dance life?
So my journey in dance started around 17 years ago in Russia. So everybody was inspired by the recent movie, the Brazilian movie about the love between Middle Eastern girl and Brazilian guy. So we were so inspired by the atmosphere of the Magic East, the dance, the costumes, everything was so inspiring. So we decided to take classes, first belly dance classes. But at that moment, we learned Turkish style belly dance. It was very popular. A lot of our teachers went forward to Turkey. So, and little by little, I am a self-taught dancer. I learned by watching videos. Yeah, I attended a couple of classes, but it was a little bit tough for me at this moment since I was in school and then university. So, and when I just finished everything, I put myself deeply into this and I started taking classes with Egyptian teachers. And since then, I'm full-time dancer. I work, I teach, and I enjoy my dancing life.
So you start in Russia.
Yes.
And was a different kind of technique with a Turkish dancer. It was difficult for you to change an Egyptian technique, or it was easy? How it is?
No, the first time I was just felt like it's not my place. I felt I need something different. And when I saw the first Egyptian festival with Egyptian teachers, I saw the way they teach and what dancers do on the stage. I was like, yeah, this is the thing I really want to learn, and this is the place I want to be. So, and since then, I was just fell in love with this style.
It was completely different. So for you,
I can say it was too different. The music is definitely different. But overall, it's still the same. There might some slight changes in the hip technique, but overall, it's the same.
okay. So we want to know about the competition. We know that you have been in the Randa Camel, of course, winner. So you have many experience in this subject. So can you tell us if you think that a competition could improve the for Oriental dancer can help to grow up her technique?
So first of all, it just depends what kind of goal you have when you enter the competition. Your goal is to win, or your goal is to improve yourself, like be better dancer. So, and depending on that, you have to work in a different ways. So, but anyway, any competition requires a lot of training and preparation. So first of all, you really need to know the requirements of the competition, what style of the competition. Sometimes some competition that tells you the style they expect you to perform. Some of them, like I've been in local American competitions, so they wrote in their requirements that we do expect you to do American cabaret style, which is I'm not familiar with. And so it's definitely different technique, and the music might be different and this and that. So really make yourself familiar with the requirements of competition. Learn who are the judges. This is also very important. Because sometimes it's very important who are the judges, what style they're professional at, what style they teach. So they do expect you to do something, you know, which is close to them. So they professionally can judge you and give you their opinion about that. What is important about the competition? Training. Yeah, you're not performing only technique on the stage. You're performing your style on the stage. You're performing your personality on the stage, and this is very important. It's like unique combination of all those things. I can Some people say costume is important, but for me, important is the complete picture of you as a dancer on the stage. Because I talked to so many judges after the competition. I asked their opinion, what do they think. It's also very important to talk with the judges after the competition to get this feedback, because this is very valuable. And don't wait; they will forget. Right after. Do it right after, because we learn from mistakes. And if you made some mistakes, you work on them next time, and you will be more and more prepared. For me, when I prepare for competition, sometimes it takes me 3 to 5 hours per day. Yeah, so the piece you present is not just you know, it's not technically should be visible. It's also your emotional thing. You need to lead this song a certain period of time in order to present it the way you want it to be presented. You know, you really need to lead the music. You really need to, how I say always, live little life on the stage.
Okay, so that it was our next question. How did you prepare for a competition? Now you tell us you prefer choose our right music and talk with the judge, see who is gonna be at your competition, and do you prepare in a different way if you have a an Egyptian judge? Or it's the same for all the jobs that you have in a competition?
But still, you know, even if something in your like if your personality on stage, it actually doesn't matter that much who are the judges. If you're a wow performer, you know what you do, you're very confident, you emotionally, like, you know what you do. It doesn't matter who are the judges. You know what you're doing, and they see this. They need to see the confidence in you. This is how you like state that I'm a professional dancer. It's not just technically you're professional. It's inside of you. It should be visible. But I can say a couple of more advices. Give a couple of more advices regarding the preparation for the competition. Okay. So I've seen a lot of dancers trying to order choreography, you know. So they basically order the choreography, then they start learning it. It's pretty difficult, and I do not recommend to do that. If you're just a like beginner, intermediate dancer, yes, that might be a solution for you. But if you're professional, do not take someone's personality on stage. Try to develop your own, because when you create a choreography, you put your soul, you put the technique you already developed in your body. When you order the choreography, you definitely will learn something new, and it might not fit your body. It might not look as it's supposed to look. So it will be so much stress for you. And you need to understand, before going to the stage, you're already emotionally high, and you sometimes don't control what is going on. And you can perform some things. If it was not in your body, it will not look good, trust me. So don't risk, and just go with what you have. Go with this bag of knowledge bag of technique you already developed in your body, and just go for it with the full, like, very confident and emotionally quiet, and with a big smile on your face.
And what happened when you make your own choreography and you put all your emotion, your feelings in that choreography, but when you were in the stage, you forget the choreography? How we can go out with this if you are in a competition? I mean,
Yeah,
have you been with this?
so when I teach my students, I always say, you put the moves in your feet first. So you go over choreography, just step. Your legs need to remember where to move, which way, how to go. Then you start developing it little by little. Then you go into hips. You need to really focus and think and work a couple of days just on your hips to see how you, like, present and perform those hip moves, how your body feel in that. Is it sharp? Is it soft? Is it strong? Is it, like, in different ways? But it should be super visible. Then you work on your upper body, how it reflects the moves. Then your arms, then your face, and only after that, when your body already knows what to do, you put emotions and feelings. So because that's why training before competition is really like necessary. It's a must for every dancer, because you don't control your body at this moment. You only think about emotions and feelings. So just think about it. Your body will know what to do. You are here. Focus on yourself. And you probably seen a couple of dancers, like, even made this pose. See as nobody, like, dance as nobody see you. This is exactly about that. Nobody exists around you. You just do your thing. You're inside of yourself.
So difficult, so difficult. So how was being in an Egyptian competition in Egypt with all these I mean, these musicians and these teachers, and everything was Egyptian? How was it for you?
So my first experience in Egyptian competitions was in 2017, I believe. Yeah, this is, I went to one of the competition and I won a folklore category. I was so proud of myself, because for me it was such a big responsibility. You entering the folklore category in Egypt, it's like so much. You really have to know, you really need to have a really good knowledge about the style you perform. And I was so proud of myself. I won, and it gave me kind of a confidence. I was always a folklore girl at the first time, then after Ariel. So yeah, enjoy it more. And then when I this year, I'm so happy actually. I attended one of the festivals this year. I'm like a girl, and I Egypt. So, of course, it's a way more responsibility, because basically you perform, like, you speak their language. Our body speaks language, Egyptian language, Arabic language. It's so different. It's so much responsibility. I know, but just relax and trust yourself. Yes, you need to know, you need to have this knowledge. You need to study with Egyptian teachers, it's for sure, to understand what is the style about. You need to read a lot of articles. You need to participate in different conversations, discussion about this style. You really need to know what you're doing. And then after that, you just go for those competitions and fight. Fight.
So, in this competition, you performed just one dance, or it was many categories, or how was?
So at Run the Winter course, it was just one category. Everybody who considers themselves, I believe, professional dancer can enter this category. There are 2 rounds. The first one, you go with the recorded music, and the second, you dance with the live music. You have a list of songs you can perform with a live orchestra. So, and Randa chooses the song right before you enter the stage. It's like an hour before.
Oh my God.
Yeah, so that means, yeah, she always says, if you really enter in the competition, you really need to work. So that means you're not just preparing for the recorded song. You also prepare all those 5 songs, or how many, 10 sometimes. You're gonna, you might perform at the second round. This is how it works. And I'm glad we have opportunity to rehearse with the live orchestra, because there's some important things, the intro and the end. How you gonna end your performance and how you gonna start. This is what is important to discuss and to feel with the live orchestra. Because it's, you never control it. It's just the way they play. But you really need to discuss with them those 2 things, the intro and the end.
The end. So you talked before with the musician, and you said I have to start with this, and I'm going to end with this, or they give you some options. How do you prepare it?
Yeah, sometimes the play. I've had a couple of. I will tell you my experience. Once I came up to the singer and told him, like, "Can you finish my song this way?" He said, "Of course, Habibti, no worries." So I entered the stage and I performed, and I was already prepared for my finale, and all of a sudden, the musician started doing something totally different. You have to get ready, because live music you can control. But what I want to say about that, if you are confident, this is why I keep talking about confidence on stage. If you're a confident dancer and you know what you do, musicians have to follow you. Not you following musicians.
Exactly.
They follow you. So that means you can give them even a look, This is what I've done before a couple of times. You can give a look. And there are some gestures as well, because it's always a communication, and visible communication with musicians. When you prepare for finale, you kind of make a stop. For them, turn might be like a multiple turns around, can be a finale. Or if you're going down with your hair up, can be a finale. So they do understand. They read your body gestures. They read your body language. Okay. But as I said, you control what is going on stage. They follow you, not you follow.
Because many times people say that the dancers have to follow the musician, even in Egypt or with a musician with so much experience, we have to follow them. But I think that it's very complicated because we are in a competition for one time, maybe. So we are not working with this musician many times. So we don't know how they play, how they want to do on stage. So if you say that we have to be confident and make them follow us, it's more easy. For if I try to follow the musician, I don't know what they're gonna do, so I'm gonna be lost in the stage. That's very good point, and I haven't heard it for a dancer. So for I think that for us it's very help us because we have to be more confident, be more sure about what are we doing, so the musician can follow us, even if it's an Egyptian musician.
Absolutely, but again, you know what you're dancing. You prepared. You have a list of songs, and if you're not sure how this particular orchestra plays, just try to find it online on YouTube. We have so many videos. Try to find it online. It's still, you can get a very close version of what they're gonna play. Just imagine they work on a regular basis. Every night they play the same songs over and over and over. You understand? So basically they will not go too far from the original version. And if you have opportunity, try to really dig into the song. Lyrics are very important. So you are familiar with the song, you're familiar with the version the orchestra plays, it's like already 80% of success. And the rest you have confidence.
Perfect. So let's talk about the different flavors, or I don't want to say styles in Oriental dance. I prefer to say flavor. I mean, Lebanon flavor or Turkish flavor. And so, particularly this Egyptian flavor, how do you get in this Egyptian flavor, but at the same time, you construct your own style? How it is possible? How do you do that?
So first, you really need to find what drives you more. For me, I choose Egyptian style because it gives me this joy. It gives me this satisfaction I was looking for. So I choose this style I enjoy the most. Then I start taking classes with Egyptian teachers. I learn so many things. And for me, if you want to be a good Oriental dancer, professional dancer, learn folklore. Because folklore roots of the dance. This is where it, like, Oriental is a beautiful tree, but roots of this beautiful tree is folklore. So really dig into folklore. Put yourself. It gives you so much, like, you get flavor of a style by learning folklore. You will see how people live, why they move this way, why they wear this costume, you know. You understand a lot of things about their life, which is very important. Then travel to the country of style you're learning. Just everyday life in Egypt, it gives you so much understanding. The way the cars driving on the streets, how busy the people talk, the dance, the music never stops in Egypt. It's everywhere, every little shop. And I was very impressed. You can hear it everywhere still. Like,
And any taxi,
music is everywhere. People really enjoy that. They love it. It's in their blood, you know. The music is in their blood. So their musicality is high end. So the variety, music is very rich. The rhythms are like variety of them. You can just enjoy listening to that, walking on the street and just listen to that. So how to create, you said how to create your own style. The style comes with sweat, tears, and time. Yeah, it requires a lot of time. It requires, I always teach the way like this. Take the move and make it yours. You take my move and make it yours. You really need to work. Record yourself on the cell phone. See how it looks on your body. Maybe you can play with it. Play with the moves, you know? And when you reach a certain level, technically, in your body, you can play in different and variety combinations. Get inspired by watching all the golden era style. Get inspired by watching Egyptian teachers, their performances, and then make it yours. This is how you develop. It doesn't like comes to you like right away. It's little by little, step by step, and then you develop it. But still, again, what drives you more? This is the flavor you get in your style.
Because it's very difficult. Sometimes we could see many dancers with high level, but they are very close style, or for not mean copy for another dancer. So that's why I asking you this, because it's, when I saw your dance, I'm not seeing dancing Randa or Tito. I'm seeing Tatiana dancing with a so Egyptian flavor. So this is so important that all the dancers, I mean Mexican dancers, we not have to be a copy of that superstar. So we have to work in our own style. So you say that we have to learn folklore. You mean different folklore, Egyptian folklore, or sometimes a Reda style, or in general?
Like me personally, I learned everything, just everything. If I go to the festival, I take all the classes from all the teachers. You know, in order not to be a copy of someone, you have to get a variety of teachers in your, in your learning process. You have to attend as many workshops. Every single teacher will give you something new. Every single teacher. No matter high end, low end, doesn't matter. All of them has something to share. And you should absorb it. You're a sponge. Absorb this knowledge. Take it. Make it yours. That's it. This is all you need. It's not just about particular style of folklore. I learned everything. I even took some Iraqi. It has nothing with the Egyptian style, but Iraqi I had to learn because I perform at the Iraqi community in California, and they basically taught me how to do that. I was so impressed when they saw me first time. They're like, Russian. I'm like, yes. I'm like, no, girl, let's go. We show you what to do. So they start showing me little videos, They said, the Iraqi dance is not limited with just this particular style. We have a diversity of style. But I can't say I'm stuck with this particular style. Yeah, I learned it. I have it in my repertoire, but I can't say I'm a Iraqi dancer, professional Iraqi dancer. I can't say that. But I learned it and I took something from that. Saidi, like I said, I'm Egyptian. I really try to be Egyptian. Yes, so that's why I learned a lot of folklore, Egyptian folklore. And what helped me also, last year, I had the opportunity to work a little bit in Cairo. So yes, I worked a little bit. I interacted with audience. I saw what people love to see and what makes them high, what makes them fun, what they enjoy the most. And based on that, I figured out how I made it. But yeah, working with the audience, native audience, important too. You see how people react.
Exactly. And how do you change your style? Because it's not the same dancing for an audience, not dancer audience, and dancing normally we dance for a dancer. So how do you change your style, or you dance as always you dance?
It depends. For instance, I have 2-3 shows a day, and to be in full energy is pretty hard. So, I mean, I perform in front of the audience, and the traveling time, like, also a lot. So closer to the third one, to the third performance, I'm already exhausted. So I make it very easy. Easy, and it also repertoire is different. When you perform in front of the people who wants to have fun, you just choose the music. You're not gonna do Karsum or anything, right?
Exactly, no.
They want shabby, they want to have fun. And if you, like, I always put the energy like this. The first song is very important because it's intro. This is how you bring this energy to these people. So give as much as possible. Give all the emotions, give all your energy. The rest of it, just give it to the and then you can relax and just do some simple things. Don't really dig into details. Nobody needs that. People want to connect with the dancer. People want to have fun. People want you to grab their hand and invite them to dance with you. This is what they want. They want to have fun. They want to have beautiful pictures, videos. When you perform in front of the dancers, oh, this is it's very huge, so much responsibility. But again, we are all so different. We are all so different. This is an art. This is why it's art. We all present our personality and the way we see this, the way we feel it. Don't be shy. This is your vision of this art. This is how you feel it. So don't be shy and just go ahead and perform what you feel. If it's not necessary, everybody should love you. They should not. Some will love, some will not. But it's your choice. It's your nature. Don't go against your nature. If you feel that way, it's true. Just follow your heart and do what you feel.
Yeah, that's right. Maybe we just want to be as accepted or lovely for all dancers, for everybody, and forget what we want to do. So it's very important, very, very important. We are a dance to love and share our emotions from this dance, not to impress all the audience or the dancers. So you said something very, very, very important. You take all the workshop in the festival that you be. So sometimes, I don't know, in other countries, I'm talking about Mexico, dancers say, I am not taking Saidi because I take Saidi many times, or I am not taking Baladi. So but you take all the classes, so we have to learn from all the teachers. Even if we say we study the same subject many times, we have to learn something different. That's right?
Yeah, that's right. Especially now, we have a huge opportunities nowadays. Everybody went online.
Yes.
You can just start studying, not even moving. You still inside your house. You can just turn on Instagram or Facebook and start learning. There are so many, unfortunately, not that many native like Egyptian teachers online, but some of them are already online. So you can take this opportunity and just learn. Plus, try to watch movies and performances of those teachers. This is also very important because by watching, by observation, you learn as well a lot.
Yes. Yes. Now with this situation has a very good things for us is we can learn from any teacher, as
Yeah,
we are learning from you today.
that's true. We are lucky, by the way. We are so lucky.
So we have another question. What do you think that a dancer needs to have to be considered a professional dancer?
Um, as I said, professional dancer. You know, every country has different requirements to be a professional dancer. But this is how you feel inside of yourself. For instance, if we talk about technique, I always say uh, hips are like the center of your dance. And the way you walk, this is the way they move. So there are so many directions you can move your hips. And it's not just this way, it's just up and down as well. So try to work with your hips in many directions. Be creative. Listen the music as much as possible. Music tells you sometimes what to do, especially Egyptian. I don't know. Egyptian music is so it's talking to you. I don't know how to say it. Yeah, and so this is about technical thing. And really, when you're professional, you don't work that much on technique anymore. You just create. You're always in a creative process. You create new and new moves. You create new combinations. You create new ways how it looks on you, the same move. This is where for me, technically, you're professional dancer. Also, it's about the level of your emotional control, how you control yourself emotionally. I've seen some dancers, they were like so shaking before going on stage. I know, but all of us, it's this experience. I know it's difficult, but we need to go through it a couple more times and more until you reach this moment, so you will be confident going on stage. This is already professional dancer because she doesn't care about technique. She cares here what's going on emotionally, the face. Some of the dancers, they can smile. They forgot about smiling at all. They're so focused on what is going on around them, so they forgot to smile. Or some smile non-stop. It was just so deep, like emotionally, it was so shocked. Just smile non-stop. Yeah, I know. We just need more and more stage experience. Try to put yourself in as many shows as possible. Perform as much as possible. This is the only way to overcome this emotional disbalance inside of your body. And, professional dancer, for me, is still the dancer who can perform not only Oriental style, but who can perform folklore as well. This is a professional.
Okay. Sometimes we used to say that the Oriental dancing especially is about emotion, but if we don't work in our technique, we could not share this emotion. So first of all, we have to work in our technique, and then, as you said, started down, then growing up.
Yeah, to the top.
Exactly. So for all the dancers who are starting in this dance, it could be a good advice. So working in your technique, first of all, learn folklore, study with a different teachers, and then you can growing up your technique, and finally working your emotion, and you can share with the audience, not sharing the audience and then you work in your technique.
That's true. Yeah, I agree. Absolutely.
Exactly. Sometimes we understood in a different way, and we start to sharing and not working in a technique. So, can you tell us a little bit how the Oriental dance started in Russia?
You know, the last time I drove to Russia. Yeah, I was 17. Yeah, I was 17. As I said, it was not that popular that time. Like, no, it was popular, but not the way it's supposed to be. Not the way it's supposed to be. The main teachers were located in the big cities, not in the small cities. So, and for us to study, we had to travel. For some of us, it was super difficult. We were like students, or we were in school. We couldn't afford to travel to big cities and study. Then, so we learned by watching videos. YouTube was available, internet was available, so this is the way we did. And then little by little, but the Russians are very competitive inside. We are so competitive, and we take everything very seriously. So basically, we developed this dance as a very serious hobby. Nowadays, if you see Russian belly dancers, they compete almost every week. Every week we have festivals going on, sometimes in different cities simultaneously. So you can travel between those 2 or 3 or so. And there are so many really high-skilled dancers. They came, for instance, if they came from another style, they learn super quick. They know what to do already. They have the basic of choreography, they have the basic of dance itself. So for them, it was easier to switch to a different style of dancing. And we are very dedicated. We are very dedicated.
Yes,
If we learn, we spend so much time on training. we spent a lot of money on costumes, on taking workshops, studying, non-stop. I've seen it, even now, you can see a very famous Russian teachers. They still stay at the front lines and take workshops from native teachers or so. We learn non-stop. And it doesn't matter, you're like professional, you're high-end, you're very famous. It doesn't matter. We keep learning. If we love something, we are 100% dedicated.
Yes, it was something that, I mean, all the world admire from Russian dancers. You have a so dedicated, so it was a really a job. It's not a hobby. I mean, it's a job. So you make it the things right and study and make different. Yeah, you have a very different vision of dance. So I recently I have been this change of a Russian dancer. Some many years ago we saw the Russian with ballet influences, so sliced, but now we can see many Russian dancers with Egyptian flavor. I mean, this is the many years you have been working, so now we can see a Russian very Egyptian.
It's true. First of all, if you travel to Cairo, only dancers working in Cairo, most of them from Russia or from Ukraine, most of them from Russia, I would say like this. Why we start learning this? Because we are not, before we didn't bring that many Egyptian teachers to Russia. First of all, I believe it was too expensive for us or maybe some other problems, but now we can afford it. And I see more and more festivals that really focus on Egyptian style. So they bring teachers and they really like study the style. Plus, there are more opportunities, as you said it right. Some of them, they take it as a job, everyday job, full-time job. Maybe for them it gives a good money and they enjoy traveling and they enjoy that kind of style. But the majority of dancers still take it as a hobby. I will tell you, there are so many beautiful, amazing dancers in Russia. They are not known. Why? Because they do something, it's their hobby. They do something else. They work somewhere or they study and they take belly dance classes and participate at the competitions like during the weekends or so. But they're amazing. Oh, some of them just wow. A lot of beautiful dancers.
But it's the so maybe it's something cultural that you are very focused on something, or it's just dance.
It just it's just our educational system, I believe, because every child, like in Russia, it's a mandatory. When we go to school, we have additional classes after school, art, ballet, belly dancing. Now, do you see how many kids nowadays study belly dance in Russia? I was surprised, and they take it so serious.
Yes. There are so little girls with so strange, with a so seriously.
Yeah, very serious approach.
Completely serious on the stage.
Yeah, and I've seen sometimes you see this. She's so small. She's so tiny. Once I've met a grandma. She came with her grandchild to a competition, and she's like, she came up to me and she looked at her like granddaughter performing on the stage. She was very sharp in accent, like woof, 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 woof. Everything was flying, hair, toom, toom. And she's like, came up to me and she's like, you know, I'm so worried about my granddaughter. Is it safe to shake like this? So that was really funny. But even nowadays, you can see those little girls who started from age like 4 or 5. Nowadays, they're superstars.
Yes,
They're superstars.
I remember when I was in Cairo in 2010, I saw Anna Cheptes. She was a little girl. I saw her dance. I said, "Oh, this little girl." And now I see her video. I say, "Oh my God, she's so growing up, and she's with a perfect technique." It's many years, 10 years from training, 10 years of intense, 10 years to go into the festival and learning. And now she's a really great dancer, knowing in all the world. So. And I think that she has been studying 10 years before I met her. So it was, yeah, it's something cultural. Maybe we here in Mexico, we don't have those culture, unfortunately. So,
as you said, work and years. We have to work, we have to study, and it takes a lot of time and a lot of dedication. Yeah, you have to. As I said, it depends on your goal. She really, I believe she really loves it. That's why she's so dedicated to that. And she decided that this is gonna be her life, her future. Exactly. So that's why she worked really hard, and she's little by little, but she's there. She's reaching it.
Yes, and there's no only she. There are many Russian dancers doing the same. So it's something that the rest of the world, have to learn from this Russian style or Russian experience. Yeah. So another question is: do you think that the ballet it's something that we'll have to learn from Oriental dance, or it's not necessary?
Like something
taking ballet classes.
Taking ballet classes. Me personally, I didn't take ballet classes. I didn't enjoy them. I tried once. I didn't feel it. Really? I didn't feel it. But even now, like when I do everything on relevé, and I'm super balanced. This is amazing. But I need to say, I did different styles of dance. I did hip hop. I did pop dancing. So I have a dance background anyway. No, not professional ballet training, but what it helps, I've heard from a lot of dancers. First of all, you work on your posture. You work on elegance of your moves, and it gives you extreme strength to your body. You're really in control of all your body. You know how to keep it, aligned. All those, you create the beautiful lines. Yes, for some dancers, it's not is necessary, of course.
So I think that they are all the questions that I have prepared. So if the audience has some question, maybe we can listen. Chicas, ¿tienen alguna pregunta que le quieran hacer a la maestra? Lo pueden escribir en el chat. We have to wait because they are at different time in the transmission.
How's the belly dance in Mexico? How it is? Is it still popular? Because I recently noticed in Russia it goes a little bit down.
No, I think that from 10 years till now, it's been so much popular. We have many schools, many dancers, and many other dancers start to travel around Egypt, Lebanon, Dubai. We have many dancers especially in dancing in Dubai.
Yes, I've seen
many Mexican dancers. So it was very popular. But we have divided the dancers who want to be only dancing in the Arabic countries, and the dancers who want to be teacher and want to be in a school, and the dancers who want to be all the time in a competition. We have like 3 areas in our Oriental dance. Okay, they want to know about your experience as a teacher. How do you, I mean, how do you develop your knowledge, and how do you share your knowledge with your teacher, with your students? Sorry.
You know, this is what I always say about. There are no restrictions in belly dance. This is not that we didn't we didn't reach that level. Then we need to do something specifically in order to be a teacher. Everybody can be a teacher nowadays in belly dance. You now can see on Facebook, everybody.
Everybody.
Yeah, that's true. But as I said, it's not bad, it's good. So you can share some knowledge you have and share with someone. For someone, it can be very valuable information. But for me personally, you know, I'm the type of the person. I can teach something I'm not sure about. It's just inside of me. I need to know 100% what I am talking about, what I'm gonna share. Because if the information is incorrect, I will feel super bad about that. I really want to share, so that's why I attend so many workshops still. I gather here, 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 here. I make it, and I love to teach in a system. So it's just like the way I teach. So I created kind of the system, and I tried it on my students, and it worked perfectly. Then I can go internationally and say, okay, here is the system. It works perfectly. I already tried that. So you can learn it as well. But for me personally, as a teacher, you know, when I just started dancing, it was so weird. Since it was very popular, a lot of dancers saw me dancing, and they came up to me and said, "When you gonna start teaching? When you gonna start teaching?" And I was, "No, I am a student. I'm still a student." And I'm like, "Okay." And I didn't teach in Russia at all. Then I moved to Ukraine, and I studied there a little bit. And I was shocked. It was the same thing. Why don't you teach? Everybody's teaching. You need to teach. And I'm like, no, I'm not a teacher. I'm not yet. I'm not ready. I didn't feel it. I wasn't sure. And also, I didn't compete. I competed in the group category with the other dancers, but I didn't compete solo. I wasn't sure. And then I came to USA, and this is the time when I started competing crazy. I attended so many festivals and competitions here, and I got this feeling of the competitor. You know, I competed, I won a couple of trophies, and only after that, I felt like, yeah, this is the time I can share some information. But I shared and taught only what I knew, not something new. And plus, I still encourage, if I see my student doing really great and she won a couple of trophies, I tell her, you need to start teaching. Why? When you work with people, you start understanding the way you move, because you really control what you do. You really work on your technique, so because you want to show them how it works. You start giving them descriptive information, and this is very important. This is also very important experience for every professional dancer, to be a teacher. So if you feel that you reached a certain level so you can share some information, just go ahead and do it. It will help you a lot in your career, a lot. So I've been teaching for now 7 to 8 years.
Okay. Yeah, that's very, very interesting because sometimes, because I mean, by the motion or the enthusiasm from many girls start to study maybe 2 months and they're gonna go and start teaching. So maybe they are not ready, and you're sharing many years ago you started studying and then go to the competition and then you start teaching. That's very interesting, and we can learn by the same, because we cannot teach in something that we cannot understand in our own body. No, I think that it's very, very difficult because we have to know how the movement works and how you can destroy it and then construction again to can share with another dancer.
That's true. And I would tell you, like, teaching is absolutely apart from performing and being a dancer. It's two different things. You can be a perfect performer, but you can teach, or it's vice versa. You can be a great teacher, but you're not that great performer, and it's hard to combine. So it also requires a lot of years of experience teaching, and to be a great teacher, to deliver the information the way so students can understand. This is also very important, very important. So you really need to know what you're talking about and what information you're trying to share.
Yeah, sometimes we think that the great dancer have to be a great teacher, and it's not always the same, or vice versa, as you say. It's not an obligation. I mean, because no, all the dancers don't want to be a teacher, so it's an option maybe.
Yeah, and I've seen, and there are not that many great teachers as well nowadays, because the students of great teachers you can see right away, right? There are so many, like, and they never shy to say that I'm a student of this teacher, and her name or his name pops up all the time. That, and you can understand, yeah, there's really something important in this person, and the way he or she teaches is very, very unique. So everybody can follow and become a very great dancer. But it
Exactly.
also comes with experience. I'm sure that they teach us way more than me. So yeah, they and also I have to say, from my personal experience, there are some dancers they're so talented, and I believe it doesn't matter what kind of teacher they get. They're just so talented. They so easily follow instructions. They pick up a new information super quick, and they perform it in a way how it's supposed to be, how you want to see it. So they're so talented, and you just wow. And it doesn't actually depend on you as a teacher. It just
Hmm.
they're talented.
Exactly. Exactly. And you are a very stricter teacher, or you are so charm teacher? What we can expect?
I have a good sense of humor. Definitely gonna be fun. But but as all Russian, I don't know. It's just the way we studied at school. We had a pretty strict teachers in our school. So basically we might mimic some of their style of teaching. So yeah, I am strict. I'm I have a system, and I work hard, and I require people to work hard with me as well. So my favorite sentence is talking less, working more. Talking while working. Hello.
Yes, because the dance room, maybe it's a conversation room. Girls want to talk in each other, so it's completely.
But we can definitely dedicate the time for conversation like later for sure. But during the learning process, it's better to put yourself deep into the information. So after the class, you take so much from me, because what's the point of learning?
Exactly. Exactly. And how many, or you have been teaching in many countries?
Not that many countries. Basically, I'm teaching here locally in USA. This year, I'm supposed to teach in so many countries, but unfortunately,
Oh,
maybe next year. I hope so. I really hope.
yes.
If not, I will go online, girls.
Perfect. It's perfect for us. Yeah, it situation changed everything. I mean that the dance world has been more damaged, and but at the same way we have the opportunity to see teachers online. So I think that it's very good too. So we are so happy to have you here. I've been following your work many times, many months ago. Then when I saw your Mahraganat workshop on Instagram, I was so happy. My girls was so happy too. We are taking your class. So for me and for there, it's a pleasure to have you here. We can wait to take your workshop tomorrow. So
Get ready.
can you tell us something about your workshop tomorrow?
Sure. So this workshop, we're gonna cover some basic rhythms used widely in Oriental style. So I'm gonna talk about the structure of Oriental piece, mejanse. I'm gonna explain a little bit how correctly prepare, how to choose the right music for competition, how correctly to cut it and combine those parts. So you will follow because it also has this particular structure. And we just go over technique alone with the rhythms. That's it. So it's going to be a lot of combinations, technique, and listening.
Perfect. And that's a very interesting topic, how to cut the music. Sometimes we just make the cut and sound. Now the music has a breakdown, terrible breakdown. So it's very important. I think it's very interesting.
Yeah, especially if you go for professional category, it's very important to know how it's built, the structure of the measurements. I've seen so many dancers. For instance, the producer of the festival. So when I write down the requirements for the particular category, I always say I require mejanse or classic song. And some girls sometimes text me, "What is the mejanse?" And she applies for professional category. So like I just want to describe more and more about this, so you will get familiar with it. You know what to do, and you know how to prepare for competitions. I have a big experience with that.
Okay, yeah, it was many dancers are confused about what it's a classical song, what it's an Egyptian classical song, and what's a mejanse. Yeah, it's very important for us to understand how
Yeah.
it works. Perfect.
But
So
I will just say, if you prepare for competition, just try to find the music first which drives you the most, so you can sit and just listen to it. Your body wants to move. This is what driving music, you know. And the second thing, it should be really rich in the instruments, in the melody, and plus it should have variety of themes, so you can show as much as you can as a dancer. Because if the music is flat, no culmination, no big beautiful parts, you just you just need to understand you will not do a wow show. It will be impossible. So try to choose the right music. It's like already 50% of success. The right beautiful music, and the rest is your part.
yeah, maybe there is a song that you are very connected, but doesn't has this change of between the instruments or the melody, or has a folklore part,
Mhm.
and you cannot be able to show how you can do in your dance. So that's very important too.
That's true.
Okay, so we have another question for the girls. ¿Tenemos alguna pregunta, chicas? Creo que ya no. A ver. No, I think they are very, very attentive at the what are you saying? So we are waiting for tomorrow. We thank you so much, Tatiana, for being here. Thank you so much for your time. And we don't need any. The girls asked me if we need something like a veil or something for the class.
No, we don't need any veils.
Okay.
Hips.
Hips. We need hips.
Bring the good mood, a lot of energy, big smile, and we just do it.
Perfect, perfect. So thank you so much, and we see you tomorrow.
Thank you. Thank you. Bye.
Bye. Bye.
Bye.
Bueno, chicas, muchas gracias por habernos acompañado. Olvidé decirles al inicio que evitáramos dejar comentarios para que las chicas que nos están haciendo el gran favor de la traducción pudieran tener el espacio limpio. Entonces, para la noche que tenemos la entrevista con la maestra Nadel Masrella, les pido por favor que en el espacio de la entrevista no dejemos ningún comentario para que puedan leer las traducciones y al final vamos a abrir nuevamente este espacio de preguntas donde ustedes ya podrán escribirlas para que la maestra las pueda recibir. De esta forma podemos tener una traducción más puntual y que no se pierdan los comentarios con otras cuestiones. Espero que les haya gustado. Esta era una de las sorpresas que les teníamos en la entrevista con la maestra Tatiana. Si tienen alguna pregunta, me la pueden dejar aquí y el día de mañana nos tomaremos otros minutitos para podérselas hacer. Bienvenidas, espero que estén disfrutando bastante este espacio y las veo a las 6 de la tarde para la entrevista con la maestra Nadel Masrella. Les mando besitos, muchas gracias.